Dear students, welcome to Mavericks English classes. In this video, we are going to discuss the chapter Deep Water of the book Flamingo of Grade 12 English. Before I start with this chapter, I would ask you a question. Is there something in this world that you are scared of? Is there something in this world that you are frightened of? If you are one amongst those who are scared of something, this chapter, this story is for you. This story is an extract from the autobiographical book Men and Mountains, written by William Douglas. In this story, he tells us about how he overcame his deep-rooted fear of water, that followed by two very dreadful incidences. The first happened when he was 4 years old, and he went to California on a beach where he was knocked down by a wave. And the second, when he was 11 years of age and a bully threw him in the deep end of a pool and he almost drowned. Hence, he feared water deeply. But he worked really hard to overcome his fear. And his journey of overcoming his fear of water is a great lesson and an inspirational story of determination and willpower. So we will go ahead and see how he does that in detail in my third segment, when I'll be talking about the summary in detail. But before that, we will also talk about the writer, that is William Douglas, a short history or a short glimpse of his life actually, so that you can understand his perspective. And moreover, if you have yet not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that so that you can get notified for my further videos, right? So let's talk about the writer William Douglas. William Douglas was born on 16th October 1898. His father passed away when he was 6 years old, and his mother settled in Yakima. Like the rest of his family, he did odd jobs to earn money. Even college education seemed unaffordable, but he continued his studies and became a topper at Yakima High School, and he earned full academic scholarship to attend Whitman Law College at Washington. He even taught English and Latin at his old school to earn money to attend his law college. From there, he rose to become an American jurist who worked as an associate justice in the United States of America from 1939 to 1975. He was known for his strong progressive and civil libertarian views, and he was also cited as the most liberal justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. He is the longest serving justice in the history, having served for 36 years and 209 days. He passed away on January 19th, 1980. So this was all about the writer William Douglas. Now we will go through the summary of the chapter in detail and try to understand this chapter as a story so that you can frame answers based on any kind of question that you might get in the examinations based on this text. But I will reiterate that in order to attempt all the subjective type questions, yes, understanding this story is absolutely fine. But in order to answer the questions, that are objective in nature, like reference to the context questions, you need to go through the chapter at least 3 to 4 times and prepare well so that you can answer all the objective type questions. So now look at the summary in detail. The story begins with William Douglas recalling a misadventure of his childhood. It happened when he was 11 years old and decided to learn to swim. There was a pool at YMCA in Yakima. The pool was around 2 to 3 feet deep on its shallow end and around 9 feet deep on the other end. Douglas used to go to the pool with his pair of water wings. He hated to go naked into the water and show his skinny legs. He had a disliking for water. The reason being, when he was 4 years old, he went to a beach with his father at California. While they stood at the shore, a wave came and knocked him down and swept over him. He was almost buried under water and was out of breath. His father laughed at it, but the terror of water seized his heart. The memories of the dreadful event that occurred when Douglas was 4 years old revived when he went to the YMCA pool. However, looking at the other boys paddling onto the water with their water wings, he gathered some confidence. 2-3 days passed and he was getting comfortable with the water. But something dreadful happened. One day he went to the pool and there was nobody there. So he decided to sit at the side of the pool and wait for the others. Suddenly, an 18-year-old man or boy with beautiful legs and arms muscles came there. And he asked Douglas how he would like to be plunged into the water. And he picked up Douglas and threw him into the pool. Douglas hit the water in a sitting position. He swallowed water. He was frightened like anything. But he did not lose his courage. His mind was working. He thought that now since he is going down inside the water, once he reaches the bottom, right, and his feet hits the bottom of the pool, he would make a jump and would pop out like a cork outside the water and then paddle on the surface and get to the edge. But nothing like that happened. He reached the bottom, but gradually. And when he tried to make the jump, he was not able to come to the surface. Only his nose and his eyes came out. And when he tried to suck in air, he swallowed water. He again went inside the pool, inside the water and towards the bottom. He again tried that. His lungs were about to burst. He was getting exhausted. He tried this 3 times, going down and trying to come up, and he was trying with all his might to come out of the water. But he was not able to do that. Suddenly, after making 3-4 attempts, when he got extremely exhausted, all his efforts came to an end. A blackness swept over his mind. All the panic ended and he forgot everything. The next thing he remembers is that when he came into senses, he was lying at the side of the pool and was vomiting. The boy who had thrown him inside the water said that he was fooling. There was another man who said that the boy was about to die. Anyhow, Douglas returned home. For days, the haunting terror of what happened at the pool seized his heart. He avoided, water wherever he can, and he stopped going to the pool. Days passed. After years, he heard about the water of Cascades and decided to go there. Whenever he tried to enter the water, the terror of the evil that happened at the pool seized his heart, and he was not able to get into the water. So he was deprived of his joys of canoeing, boating, swimming, etc. He tried his best to overcome his fear of water. Finally, he decided to get to an instructor. He went to a pool 5 days a week, an hour each day, and practiced swimming. The instructor used to tie a belt around Douglas, and to which a rope was connected, and the other end of the rope was held by the instructor. However, whenever Douglas used to go in deep water and the instructor used to release the grip on the rope, the same terror of the pool used to freeze the legs of Douglas. It took 3 months for Douglas to release the tension. The instructor taught him to put his face inside the water and exhale and take out his nose and inhale. This was practiced hundreds of times before author could release the tension inside him. His legs used to freeze while inside the water. So the instructor held him at the edge of the pool and made him kick his legs until his legs were relaxed. He started practicing in the month of October, and in April, the instructor said that he could swim. He told him to dive off and swim across the pool. Douglas also began with crawl strokes. He practiced till the month of July, but he was not satisfied. So he went to Lake Wentworth and dived off a dock at the Triggs Island and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stampact Island. During this process, once the terror struck him when he looked down at the bottomless water. He asked terror what it could do to him, and it fled away. He further went to the Mead Glacier and swam across the warm water lake. He shouted with joy, and the adjoining Gilbert Peak Mountains returned the echo. He said that his experiences have a deeper meaning to it, and only those who have experienced fear and have conquered it can appreciate it. He further stated that in death there is peace. The terror lies only in the fear of death, because he had experienced the sensation and fear of death. So the moral of the story is, no matter whatever the fear is, no matter whatever the situation is, no matter whatever the circumstances are, if you have willpower, if you have determination, you can fight, you can face any situation, any circumstance. The only thing is that you have to have faith in yourself, you have to be persistent in your efforts, and you have to have a positive attitude towards whatever you are doing. So this was about Deep Water, written by William Douglas, of the book Flamingo of Grade 12th English. In the next video, I will see you with the next chapter of Grade 12 English syllabus. Till then, have a great time and best of luck for your exams.